Welcome back to Satisfactory, more specifically episode like 27 or something, I don't know. I'm on the new setup now, so this episode's going to be fully recorded on the new setup, aka new desk. You know how it goes. So, I know we've been working a lot on automating alien power matrices, however, I want to take a moment, aka break, from that, and put some attention to this area. The turbo fuel plant. This is actually a build that was not on video because the recording got lost and I just gave up. But it's a mess. It's actually the only build that is not organized properly left, and it feels kind of wrong continuing on the final automation project and then just dropping the save with this mess still in existence. So I think we should do it right and tear this entire thing down and do it properly. Now, I did already start. I did it like the tedious stuff somewhat. So I added an extra fuel generator to all of these, which is an easy way to say they should now be every 2 rows or 4 rows is a full 600 pipe. And then all of these have to go. All of these can be deleted. They aren't needed anymore. I've just kind of left them there for now. And all of these refineries have to go. There's just not enough space in between these two to make something organized. So all of these just have to go. But because I don't want to get my inventory cluttered in a bunch of crap, I'm actually going to do this the smart way, which is delete the valve and let it drain at least all of the coal. That way, obviously the fuel isn't going to go in my inventory. So if I just let it get rid of all the coal, it's not going to be an issue. Now the power grid shouldn't die from this because we've got quite the extra power, and we haven't obviously turned on the alien power matrix production, so it's just at idle and not doing anything, so like that's also a lot less power consumption going on. So I think this should go pretty smoothly. I also ran into an interesting issue with this train station where sometimes this last rate car would always be highlighted red. I don't know why that is, but I thought it was kind of cool. While this empties out, actually, what we could do is try and clean up here. This, actually, do we need turbo? We need turbo fuel, right? Still, I just need to reroute it, though. You see, down here there is some automation, which is going to stay a mess because it just doesn't matter, really. This is where the ionized fuel stuff is, and yeah, we still need that for, you know, personal jetpack fuel. So I'm gonna have to just reroute this pipe, but all of the other ones, everything here just kind of optional. The fabric, that can be moved. This, holy cow, 9,000, okay, well, maybe do that, because I'm not gonna fit this all in my inventory. I could do one better, actually, and even flip this refinery the other way around. Once it, well, goes through all of this now, which I should have considered before. This packager was to package turbo fuel, but obviously we don't need packaged turbo fuel anymore. Same for this constructor, because it was for the empty canisters. We don't need this litter anymore. Easy enough. Oh yeah, right, I also put all of these supports down to be able to lower the pipes into this channel instead. That way we could actually have a walkway here instead of just a wall of pipes, and we can walk through this after. Pretty much better. I guess I'm going to redo all this pipe work right now while this continues to all drain out, obviously. Alright, I think that's all the pipes reoriented in their little chamber here. Puts them right a little bit above, which is not actually a huge deal, because then you can just put a ramp and a 1 meter foundation. And then you can kind of just, like, yeah, it clips a bit, but like, it's nothing crazy. There you go, and you just paint it all up like normal. Boom. Little speed bump. This container is full of turbo fuel. I need to clear that out. This might have some indirect consequences, actually, because well, this means we have no plastic production right now, or rubber production, because it's not running anymore, obviously. Well, let's just get rid of it all and deal with it later. Just delete now, fix later. I already did all the math, which is that we need 32 of these, which is actually kind of crazy. Also, the game's way too silent. There's just no music, no sounds, nothing. And it's on, like the music is on. I don't know why the game is so silent. Like the only thing you hear is the occasional train. It's like actually kind of insane how quiet it is. This is so annoying to delete because it's all just little pieces of pipe and belt. Holy cow. This is very much reminding me of why I didn't used to fix factories once I built them, because it's a chore and a half to just delete. You know what? Frick the floor. I'm just gonna delete it like this and replace the floor. Power grid is fine. It's dropped quite a bit, obviously, but it's still hanging on just fine, which is good as always. Actually, I might not even need to replace all of these foundations. What I'm probably gonna have to do is conveyor lift down all of the polymer resin. At least these are 1 meter foundations, so they don't lag out the entire game when I paint them, which is like kind of nice. Although as soon as you hit the non 1 meter foundations, it starts lagging pretty rough. My favorite thing by far is just painting foundations. It is so satisfying and smooth, it's like insane. Wonderful. There you have it, a giant black container, pretty much. I don't think this is anywhere near long enough to fit 32 refineries. Honestly, the fact that I need 32 refineries for this isn't even the crazy part. The crazy part is that I need 32 fully overclocked refineries for this. Yeah, that's right. All 32 of these are going to be fully overclocked. And they were fully overclocked originally too, which is absolutely insane to me. Because that would mean like 100 refineries, usually. Oh right, and all of these output compacted coal too, which I have to get rid of. So I do need a chamber here. Now comes the fun part of, well, I guess powering all of these, but mostly just setting recipes and trying to plan out pipe work. The belt work's easy. The pipe work, on the other hand, is going to be interesting, I think. Well, I guess I'll be back once I have all of these powered up and have a plan on how to pipe this. Alright, so I did some of the pipe work. I think this is just what I'm gonna go with. Pretty simple, just manifold design. It's probably not gonna hit the full 600, but this like 95% efficiency is good enough with me, honestly. As long as its values are correct, even if it doesn't work like it should, I don't care. So, because of the way this works, because obviously you're splitting 3 to 32, which 32 obviously does not split by 3. I'm going to have to do 11, 11, and 10, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I think this should be the first set of 11, so if I check, it should be, yep, 11, okay. Then it's going to be 10 and then 11, and it should, in theory, work out. Will it? I don't know, but it should, so I'm going to hope it does. Okay, in theory, this piping should work. And then I should just have to connect this. I didn't connect it to make it easier to actually count properly, so now if I connect it, it should sort itself out by just manifolding, essentially. Which means, if I do all of the piping for the turbo fuel out, and then the belt work, we should be done. It's actually not that hard to do this, it's just a bit tedious, because it's a lot of connections. Yeah, this is going to start working again. Alright, I think this piping setup should work. I don't know. I feel like this is the kind of automation that you kind of just have to run and then see as you go if it works or not, because these numbers make no sense. It's already much better than it was, so like, you know. Now just to do all the belt work, which sucks. Because it's just a bunch of manifolding, but with lifts as well. Alright, I think all the belt work should work. I mean, I did the scuffed lazy way for most of these. And more specifically this one, because it works, so I'm just not gonna question it. So all I'll have to do is connect this up, which we can do right now, I think, and it should all just fire up. But I want to just paint up all these pipes and do a bit of decorating before I fire this thing up. I connected it up, this should all be working now. I don't know if the power grid is all going to start fixing itself. Obviously it's going to have to slowly fill back up. Oh, this isn't even connected. Okay, I think that's all of them disconnected. So it's going to take a bit of time for this thing to fire up, but it is going, so I'm going to let it do its thing while I paint up all of these wonderful pipes, because they all need paint jobs, and I don't think I have standardized paint for these yet. Maybe I do, but I doubt it. Nope. Alright, I think that's all the piping done and painted up. Obviously, normal fuel, painted fuel color, turbo fuel, painted red like turbo fuel. And now it should all just fire up. In theory, it should all just go and eventually stabilize. That's a wattage, I don't know what wattage. I don't remember, so I'm just gonna let it run for a while and then maybe come back in like an hour and see how it's doing. Well, it's not entirely stable yet, but I'm gonna say it's good enough. It's like at 40,000 megawatts-ish. The thing is, the oil is having issues, even though it shouldn't, which means it's seemingly a bug. But yeah, it's basically stable at 45,000-ish. Fluctuating a bit because of the oil issues, but you know, you can't win them all, so there you go. From like 3, can I please see the old? Okay, apparently not. This end is just unusable. From 380 to 460. Like, really not bad at all. We're almost at 500k, which is kind of insane. Although some people have done much bigger power grids and plants than this, because you can go like way bigger with alt recipes, but I didn't use any, so I was thinking about it, and this didn't take nearly as long as I thought, so let's do some decorating, or else this video is going to be like insanely short. However, I did put back the fabric refinery and also reoriented it properly, and now I'll just have to, well, fix this because I messed with the power and now everything's disconnected and not working. But yeah, as I was saying, I fixed the fabric refinery, so I spun it around, that way it's now facing forward instead of backwards. And all of the good old polymer resin is coming under here through this little tiny gap, which is nice, and it's just being split and essentially overflowed into this, and whatever doesn't go into there goes into the plastic and rubber, and it's as easy as that. I also redid all of the belts over here, so everything is now going directly to the stations instead of going on this scuffed highway thing, which I haven't fully deleted yet, but you know, I'm getting there. It takes some time, but it is what it is. Redoing factories is much harder than building them from scratch, and it also takes a lot of time, because on top of fixing everything, you also have to remove everything that doesn't work. But yeah, it's been going alright. I just need to clear this out still, and this MAM, I guess I'll just leave it here, because it's not causing issues. But I was thinking of having a pathway going through here, that way you can kind of like walk through. However, doing that means I have to move all these pipes again. So, you know, let's just get it over with. Alright, this should work. I will have to repaint it all again, but that's something I can manage. It's not a huge deal. You know, adding a walkway doesn't, like, it isn't free. They don't grow on trees, so you do need to put a bit of work in, you know. But I barely use the half foundations, so this is actually, like, a great excuse. Oh wow, pipes are a lot bigger than I thought. I always forget the pipes are, like, kind of big, actually. There you go. Like, the pipes aren't small. For some reason, I always see them as being smaller than belts. But, like, they're really not. In fact, they're, like, often quite a bit bigger. This one also is going to need a half foundation, because, you know, it's half foundation day or whatever, I don't know. I'm not picky about it. And then you paint everything and you're good to go. I'm just gonna paint it black as well. I'm even gonna put nice guardrails on it. That way you can't get sued for injuries. Yay. I'm not all that picky about how it looks, so... You know what I could do? I could extend this one more and have a staircase here as well. That way there's a staircase on each end. I'm not gonna have the staircase go anywhere, but I'm still will help out with the look a bit, you know. There. And then I'll figure out a wall. I think I'm just gonna do the same wall design I've been using for like ages and just do it. Did I start doing it? No, but like I think I'm just gonna put the same wall design I've always done just here. Like as usual. And just plonk it down. Basically like this. Like I have a design, may as well stick to it, you know? Now that is a wall if I've ever seen it. And I've even gone all the way around, so... It goes all the way to the back. It's not just a lazy job for once. Still need to do a couple more, but like, you get the gist. I mean, it looks alright. I mean, I have a theme, so I may as well stick with it. No point in trying to come up with something new. But yeah, it works, so... It's good enough for me. I think this was a well-needed and well-deserved refresh, which greatly improves looks. I do need to obviously paint these foundations, which is kind of a big pain because all of them are covered up with just so much stuff. But I think that's a problem for off-camera me if I ever do it. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely a lesser productive than usual video, but I mean, come on, we can't finish the game without when we had a factory that looked like this, so had to actually fix it up a bit. I do need to figure out these power poles, but it's such a chore that I kind of need a break at this point, and I've spent all day doing this. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one whenever we probably continue working on the Alien Power Matrix project. I finally have my setup back together, so should be able to work on it again.